Hi everyone. So for this week's CO-VID Creativity, I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm so excited to share this episode with you guys. A bit over a week ago, I approached 12, 13 of my friends. My forte was never maths. I approached my friends with this crazy idea of doing a virtual production because I really miss going to rehearsals and having like in the flesh creative meetings and creative developments, and so I really wanted to recreate what it was like to work on a show and to do a show. And so I've got all my friends together and they've put so much effort into this. I had the funnest time editing it because I really, and this sounds horrible, but I wasn't expecting much. And so consequently I feel like I didn't put that much in. So my videos are pretty low energy in comparison to everyone else's. I'm so grateful to have these beautiful individuals. I'm gonna cry. And I miss seeing them so much. It's really breaking my heart. So it was really lovely that I got to see them through this way. I really hope you enjoy this episode, and I really hope this brings you as much joy and as much happiness as it has brought me and as it continues to bring me watching it, because if it does that, then that means that we've done our jobs. It just makes me really happy. But without further ado,
when shall we three meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain?
When the hurly-burly's done, when the battle is lost and done.
what do you call two witches that live together? A broomstick.
Where shall we meet?
Upon the heath.
We'll meet Macbeth there.
Fair is foul and foul is fair. We'll hover through fog and filthy air.
Who comes here? The worthy Thane of Ross.
What haste looks through his eyes?
God save the king.
Where have you come from, worthy Thane?
King, I come from Fife, where the Norwegian flag flies, mocking our country and frightening our people. Leading an enormous army and assisted by that traitorous Thane of Cadart, the King of Norway began a bloody battle. Outfitted in his battle-weathered armour, Macbeth met the Norwegian attack shot for shot, like he was the goddess of war's husband. And finally, he broke their spirits, and we were victorious.
Great happiness.
So now Svenno, the Norwegian king, wants a treaty. I'll see it done.
The Thane of Cadart has lost what the noble Macbeth has won.
Where hast thou been, sister?
Killing swine.
Fair enough. And you?
A sailor stopped me from munching on his wife's chestnuts.
Big oof.
If you want, I can drain the life out of him and make him waste away for 81 weeks.
Now that you mention it.
A drum, Macbeth doth come.
We weird sisters, hand in hand, travellers swift over sea and land, dance around like so. 3 times to yours, 3 times to mine, 3 times again, add up to 9.
The chum is ready.
Hold!
I've never seen a day that was so good and so bad at the same time.
What are these creatures? They're so withered looking and crazily dressed. They don't look like they belong on this planet, but yet they're standing here on this earth. Are you alive? Can you answer questions?
All hail Macbeth.
Oh, hail, Macbeth!
All hail Macbeth.
Hail!
Hail.
Banquo is lesser than Macbeth, but also greater.
You are not as happy as Macbeth, but happier.
Your descendants will be kings. Except you. Yeah. Sorry about that. We don't make the rules. This is awkward.
Are those things we were talking about really here, or are we both on drugs? Can the devil tell the truth?
The king was happy to hear of your success, Macbeth, and wants us to bring you to him. He asked me to call you the Thane of Cawdor. The man who was the King of Cawdor is still alive, but has been sentenced to death, and he deserves to die, so goodbye.
This whole thing is strange.
Just like they said, now I'm the Thane of Gladys and the Thane of Cawdor. But if this is a good thing, why do I find myself thinking about murdering King Duncan, making the hair stand still on the back of my neck, and my heart pound in my chest? The dangers that threaten me here frighten me less than the dangers that I'm imagining. Even though it's just a fantasy, the thought of murder shakes me up so much that I can no longer remember who I am anymore. If fate wants me to be king, then fate will do its work, and maybe I won't have to do anything. It's going to happen anyway, one way or another.
Macbeth, by making you Thane of Cawdor, I have planted the seeds of a great career for you, and I will make sure they grow. I will bestow my kingdom to my eldest son, Malcolm. Today, I name him Prince of Cumberland.
Malcolm is now the Prince of Cumberland. Becoming king myself, I'll have to push him out of the way, or step over him, or do something a little bit more nasty and evil. Either way, what's gonna happen is gonna happen.
The witches met me on my day of victory in battle, and I have since learned that they have supernatural knowledge. When I tried desperately to question them further, they vanished into thin air. While I stood there spellbound, messengers from the king arrived and greeted me as the Thane of Cawdor, which is precisely how the weird sisters had saluted me before calling me the future king. I thought I should tell you this news, my dearest partner in greatness, so that you could rejoice along with me about the greatness. That's so sweet. Keep it secret and farewell. Oh, you are the Thane of Glamis and Cawdor, and you are going to be king, just as you were promised. But I worry about whether you have what it takes to seize the crown. You are too full of the milk of human kindness to strike aggressively at your first opportunity. You want to be powerful, but you lack the ambition. You don't have the means to strike at those things that they're called for. You don't want to cheat, yet you want what doesn't belong to you. There's something you want, but you are afraid to do what it takes to get it. You want it to be done for you. Come, you spirits, and assist me in my murderous thoughts. Make me less of a woman and more of a man. Fill me from head to toe with deadly cruelty. Thicken my blood and clog up my veins so I won't feel remorse that no human compassion can stop my evil plan and prevent me from accomplishing it, come to my female breast and turn my mother's milk into poisonous acid. Your murderous demons, wherever you hide, invisible and waiting to do evil.
My dearest love, Duncan is coming here tonight.
And when does he go hence?
Tomorrow, as he proposes.
That day will never come. Your face betrays strained feelings, my lord, and people will be able to read you like a book in order to deceive them. You must appear the way people expect you to look. Greet the king with welcoming expressions in your eyes, in your hands, and your words. You should look like the virginal flower, when actually you are the whorish snake that hides underneath the flower. The king is coming, and he's got to be taken care of. Let me handle tonight's preparations, because tonight will change all our nights and all our days for the rest of our lives. Simple, really.
We will speak about this further.
You should keep a peaceful mood, because if you look troubled, you'll arouse suspicion. Leave the rest to me.
Where is Macbeth, Thane of Cawdor? Bring him to me.
By committing violent crimes, we only teach others how to commit violence. And the violence of our students will come back to plague us, their teachers. Justice, being equal to everyone, forces us to drink from the poisoned cup that's served to everyone. The king, trust me, I should be trying to protect him than trying to kill him. Duncan has been a great king, and if I kill him, then people will cry lots and lots of tears. Those tears will turn into rain, and that rain will turn into floods. And all it is going to do is rain for the rest of our lives. Just rain, rain, rain. So much rain. The only thing motivating me to do these things is my ambition. And boy, do I have a lot of that. How now? What news?
Duncan has almost finished dinner. Why did you leave the dining room?
I just felt the urge to say a soliloquy.
Well, fair enough.
I can't do this. The king has just honoured me, and I want to experience these honours while the feeling is fresh.
Were you drunk when you seemed so helpful before? Have you gone to sleep and woken up green and pale in fear of the idea? From now on, this is what I'll think of your love. Are you afraid to act out your desires? Will you take the crown you want so badly, or will you live a coward's life, always saying I can't instead of I want to?
I'm deeply hurt by your words.
Sorry, but it's true.
I dare to do only what is proper for a man to do. He who dares more is not a proper man at all.
If you weren't a man, then what kind of animal were you before when you first told me you wanted to do this? When you dared to do it, that's when you were a man. And if you were to go one step further, by doing what you dared to do, you would be more of a man. The time and the place weren't right before, but could have gone ahead with the murder anyhow. Now it's the time and the place are just right, but they're almost too good for you. I have suckled a baby, and I know how sweet it is to love a baby at my breast. But even if the baby was smiling up at me, I would have plucked my nipple out of its mouth and smashed its brain against the wall. If I had sworn to do this...
But if we fail...
If you get your courage up, you can't fail. When Duncan is asleep, I'll get his 2 servants so drunk that their memory will go up in smoke through the chimneys of their planes. When they lie asleep like swine, so drunk they're dead to the world. What you need to do is you'll be able to go into the unguarded Duncan and do the deed. Then we can lay the blame on the drunken servants.
May you only give birth to male children, because your fearless spirit should only be given to the masculine. I will exert every muscle in my body to commit this crime. Go now and pretend to be a friendly hostess. Hide beneath your false pleasant face, even though you know what is false in your evil heart.
Who's there?
A friend!
Then all's well. I had a dream last night about the 3 witches.
Let me just check my planner. No.
Whenever you'd like.
If you stick with me, when the time comes, there would definitely be something in it for you.
I'll do whatever you say. As long as I can do it with a clear conscience.
Is this a dagger I see in front of me, with its handle pointing towards my head? You're leading me to a place that I was going to go to already. Hey, and I was going to use a weapon just like you. How convenient is that? I can already see all the blood splotches on your blade, and splotches that weren't there before. I'm hallucinating. So pretty. There's no dagger here.
Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind?
Half the world is asleep and being deceived by evil nightmares. Witches are offering sacrifices to their goddess, Hecate. Old man murder, having been roused by the howls of the wolf, starts moving towards his next victim. Don't listen to the bell, Duncan, because it either summons you to heaven or to hell.
The alcohol that got the servants drunk has made me feel bold. The same liquor that quenched their thirst has fired up my loins. Listen, quiet. Macbeth must be killing the king now. The doors to Duncan's chamber are open and the drunk servants make a mockery of their jobs by snoring instead of protecting the king. I put so many drugs in their drinks they can't tell if he's dead or alive. My husband.
I have done the dirty deed. But I thought I heard a voice cry, "Sleep no more." Macbeth has murdered sleep, and therefore will sleep no more.
Go, wash your hands of the blood, and I will take the knife and wipe the blood on the hands of the guards. Now my hands are as bloody as yours. I would be ashamed if my heart were not pale and weak. Let's go back to our bedroom and wash our hands.
I'm the good guy.
You two have seen better days.
Faith, sir. We were carousing till the second cock. And drink, sir, is a great provoker of 3 things.
And what 3 things might these be?
Drinking turns your nose red, puts you to sleep, and leaves you needing to pee. Last it turns on, but also off. What I mean is, it both enhances desire, but hinders performance. Therefore, too much drink is like a con man on one sex drive. It sets you up for a fall. It gets you up, but stops you from getting off. It both persuades and discourages you. It gives you direction, but doesn't let you keep it, if you see what I'm saying. It makes you dream of erotic experiences, but then leaves you to sleep and needing to pee.
Lennox, do you have anything to add?
No, sir.
The drink got me right in the throat, sir. But I got even with the drink. I was too strong with it. Although it weakened my legs and made me unsteady. I managed to vomit it out and laid it flat on the ground.
Please drink responsibly.
I shall go and wake the king.
I'm the good guy.
Good morning, noble sir. Goes the king hence today?
He is.
The night has been chaotic. The wind blew down the chimneys where we were sleeping. People say they heard the cries of grief in the air, strange screams of death, and terrible voices predicting catastrophes that will usher in a woeful new age. Some people say that the earth shook as if it had a fever.
I'm the good guy.
The worst thing imaginable has happened. A murderer has broken into God's temple and stolen the life out of it.
What are you talking about?
Go and see for yourself.
Devil is going on?
The king has been murdered.
In our own home.
Everything is a sick joke.
Who did it?
It seems that the guards that were supposed to be protecting his chamber did it. We found their faces and hands covered in blood. They stared at us in confusion. No one's life should have been entrusted to them.
Right now, we're shaken up by our fears and doubts. Let's meet later to discuss this bloody crime and see if we can figure anything out.
I'll go back to England.
Turns out Macbeth killed the 2 servants that killed the king. He told me only moments ago. And the king's 2 sons have run away and fled, which makes them the prime suspects.
Then it looks like Macbeth will become king.
He has already been named king, and has left for Scone to be crowned.
I'll go there.
I'm the good guy.
Now Macbeth has it all. He's the king, the Thane of Cawdor, and the Thane of Glamis, just as the weird women promised him. And I suspect that he won these titles through cheating means. But it was also prophesied that his descendants wouldn't get the crown, and that my sons and my grandsons would become descendants of kings instead. If what the witches were telling was true, which it did about him, then maybe what they say about me will come true as well.
I'm very afraid of Banquo. There's something noble about him that makes me fear him. He's willing to take risks, but his mind never stops working. He has the wisdom to act bravely, but also safely. I'm not afraid of anyone but him. Around him, my guardian angel is frightened, just like Mark Antony's guardian angel was frightened of the guardian angel of Octavius Caesar. Banquo chided me when the witches first called me king, and then he asked them to tell him about his own future. And like a prophet, they named him the father of a line of future kings. They gave me a crown, but I can't do anything with it. Someone outside of my family will take these things away from me, since I have no son for it to be passed on to. If this is true, then I've tortured my conscience and murdered Duncan for Banquo's sons. I've ruined my own peace for their benefit. I've handed over my everlasting soul to them and to the devil so that they can be kings. No, I'm not going to watch that happen. Instead of letting that happen, I've sent some people to go over and murder Banquo and his son.
What is going on? Why are you keeping to yourself with only your sad thoughts to keep you company? Those shorts that have died when you killed the king. If you can't fix it, you shouldn't give it a second thought. What is done.
We have slashed the snake, but not killed it. It will heal again, and its fangs will be as good as new, and we will be frightened of its fangs once again. But the universe can fall apart, and the earth and the heavens can crumble before I eat my meals in fear and spend the nights tossing and turning in my bed. I'd rather be dead than to endure this mental torture and this sleep deprivation.
Relax, my dear, and put on a happy face.
I feel like my mind is full of scorpions, dear wife. You know Banquo and his son are still alive.
But they can't live forever.
That makes me feel cheerful. Before the bat flies through the castle and the dung beetle hums to remind us that it's night time, the deed will be done. I'm haunted by Banquo's ghost.
Nonsense!
There's an old saying that the dead will have their revenge, and the gravestones will move and the trees will rattle. Just so you know that the dead are there. The craftiest of murders have been exposed by the mystical signs of the magpies and the crows. Take any shape than the one that you have right now, and I will tremble in fear, or come back to life again and challenge me to a duel in a deserted place. Get out of here, you horrible ghost, you hallucination. Get out!
Oh, hell no!
Why does Hecate look so angry?
Don't I have a reason to be angry, you disobedient hags? How dare you give Macbeth riddles and prophecies about his future without telling me? I am your boss and the source of all of your powers. I am the one who secretly decides what evil things happen, but you never called me to join in and show off my own powers. And what's worse, you've done this all for a man who acts like a spoilt brat, angry and hateful. Like all spoiled sons, he chases after what he wants and doesn't care about you. But you can make it up to me. Meet me in the pit by the river in the morning and bring your cauldron, your spells,
and your charms.
I'm not really a morning person.
Nobody cares.
We will fool Macbeth into thinking he is greater than fate. He will mock death. And he will think he is above wisdom, grace, and fear. As you all know, overconfidence is man's greatest enemy.
Strange things are going on.
Double toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble, win the poisoned entrail.
And its eye.
A frog's tongue.
The stinger of a burrowing worm.
A lizard's leg.
An owl's wing.
Oh, double toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
A wolf's tooth.
A witch's mummified flesh.
The gullet and stomach of a ravenous shark.
The root of hemlock that was dug up in the dark.
A Jew's liver.
Some twigs of yew that were broken off during a lunar eclipse. Double toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Now, let's add the tiger's entrails into the mix.
And cool the mixture with baboon blood.
Hecate, we're done.
You guys again. Look, I don't know how you know the things that you know, but in the name of whatever dark powers you serve, I command you. I don't care if you unleash winds that will tear down churches. I don't care if you send sailors to their deaths and flatten all the crops and the trees. I don't care if you make castles fall down on the heads of their inhabitants. I don't care if you make palaces and pyramids collapse. I don't... Just tell me what I want to know.
Beware Macduff.
Violent, bold, firm, love for the power of other men, because nobody ever born of a woman will ever harm Macbeth.
I'm mad at Macduff anyway.
Be brave and proud like a lion. Don't even worry about the people that hate you and want to kill you and are most definitely conspiring. Macbeth will never be defeated until Birmingham Wood marches to fight you across to Dunsinane Hill. Is that right?
Good. So my murders will never come back and threaten me until the Forest of Burnham gets up and moves. Brilliant. That means I will be the king for my entire natural life. But my heart is still throbbing to know one thing. Tell me, will Banquo's sons ever reign in this kingdom?
Yes, it is true. Why do you act so dumbfounded?
Come on, girls.
I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky.
From now on, as soon as I decide to do something, I'm gonna act on it immediately. In fact, I'll start following up my thoughts with actions right now. Since Macduff's fled to England, I'll seize his castle, seize the town of Fife, kill his wife, kill his children, and anyone else that gets in the way. No more foolish talk. I will do the deed before I lose my sense of purpose. But no more spooky visions. I don't like spooky visions.
He was crazy to run away. Even if you're not a traitor, if you run away, you're going to look like one. And to leave his wife, children, his house and titles, all in a place he deems so unsafe that he himself flees it. He loves us not. It has everything to do with fear and nothing to do with love or wisdom. My son and I will have to live the way birds do, eating worms and flies. Pitiful birds. What are you doing in my room? If you're looking for my husband, he's nowhere so disreputable that thugs like yourself can find him. What are you doing near my son? Oh no.
Meanwhile,
I'm the good guy.
I'm returning to Scotland. Gracious King Edward has sent us noble Seward and 10,000 soldiers.
I hope you don't hate me forever for what I'm about to say.
Spit it out!
Your castle was attacked. Your wife and children were slaughtered. If I were to tell you the ways in which they were killed, it would cause you so much pain that it would kill you too and add your body onto the pile of murdered corpses.
Macbeth is murderous, lecherous, greedy, lying, deceitful, violent, malicious, and guilty of every sin that has a name. Why did you leave your wife and child vulnerable? The most precious things in your life, those strong bonds of love. How could you leave them behind?
You're not helping.
Sorry, sir.
They killed your wife, your children, your servants, anyone they could find.
Oh, my pretty little children. Oh, that bird from hell. Sinful Macduff. They were killed because of you. As wicked as I am, they were killed because of me, not because of anything they did.
I just want to find a shady place to sit alone and cry my heart out.
Let this anger sharpen your sword. Transform your grief into anger. Don't block the feelings in your heart. Let them loose as a rage.
Bring me face to face with that devil of Scotland, Macbeth. Put him within the reach of my sword, and if he escapes, may heaven forgive him as well.
I'm the good guy.
Come out, damn spot, I command you. Thane of Fife had a wife. Where is she now? What, when will my hands be clean? No more of that, my lord, no more of that. You'll ruin everything by acting startled like this. Wash your hands. Put on your nightgown. Don't look so frightened. I tell you again, Banquo is buried. He cannot come out of his grave. To bed. To bed. There's a knocking at the gate. Come, give me your hand. What has been done cannot be undone.
The English army is near, led by Malcolm, his uncle Seward, and Macduff. The battle will either secure my reign or else topple me from the throne. The course of my life is starting to wither and fall away, like a yellowing leaf in autumn. Things that go along with old age, like honour and love and friendship, are all things that I cannot have. Instead, I have passionate but quietly whispered curses, and people that honour me in their words but not in their hearts. I have a lingering life, which my heart would gladly end, but I cannot bring myself to. Send out more cavalry, scour the whole country, and murder anyone that is spreading or showing fear. I've almost forgotten what fear feels like. There was a time when I used to be terrified of a shriek in the night, and the hair on my arm used to stand up at even the sight of a ghost story. But now I've had my fill of horrors, and those things that used to terrify me, they don't even come close. Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day, to the last syllable of recorded time, until all our days are lighted full, the way to dusty death. Out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow. A poor player that struts and threats his hour upon the stage till he is heard no more. It is a tale, told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
Damn!
I thought I saw the forest begin to move, just like the devilish hags told me. They have me tied to a stake. I can't run away. I must stay and fight like a bear.
I'm the good guy.
It appears that the castle has been surrendered without a fight. Macbeth's soldiers are fighting on both sides. It seems that the victory is almost won. There is not much left to do.
Why should I commit suicide like one of the ancient Romans? As long as I see enemies of mine alive, I would rather see my sword wound them than me.
Turn around, you dog from hell.
I'm guilty of killing your whole family.
I have nothing to say to you. My sword will talk for me. You are too evil for words.
You're wasting your time trying to wound me. You might as well stab your sword into the air. I lead a charmed life, which can't be ended by anyone that was born from a woman.
You can forget about your charm, because the evil spirits you serve can tell you that I was not born. They cut me out of my mother's womb before she could naturally birth me. Hail King! Because that's what you are now. Look, here I have Macbeth's cursed head. We are free from his tyranny. I see that you have the kingdom's noblemen around you, and they are thinking the same thing as me. I want them to join me in this loud cheer. Hail, King of Scotland!
My thanes and kinsmen, I name you all earls, the first earls Scotland has ever had. We have a lot to do at the dawn of this new era. We must call home all of our exiled friends who fled from the grip of Macbeth's tyranny, and we must bring justice to all the evil ministers of this dead butcher and his demon-like queen, who rumour has it committed suicide. So I thank you all, and I invite you to watch me be crowned King of Scotland at Scone.